Welcome back to the Inca. This is our fourth episode, and today it is featuring my good friend, ex-neighbor, David Way. And we haven't seen each other in a little bit, so we're just catching up. And he's just telling me about the fourth dimension. So just repeat everything you just said to me, man.
Yeah, well, what I'm telling you is essentially, right, I discovered, well, at least from my perspective, the meaning of life. So here's the thing: once you're able to say become a fifth dimensional being, you're able to actually like see and control and live in the fourth dimension. It's like how, like, for example, we're able to interact with the second dimension, right? If you use this logic, then technically everything is simultaneously real and not real. Everything exists but doesn't exist, which means that our concept of yes and no are flawed. You can't say something does not exist, nor can you say something exists, because with time, when time stops being a factor in consideration, something can suddenly not exist, but exist later in another time frame. And if we assume this idea and take it to nth dimensions, right, which is like infinite many possible dimensions, then we can also understand that there's no possible way we are able to define anything. And if that is the case, everything that we have defined around us is not a good representation of what reality actually is. And I think the thing with that, right, is that this is because like we are living in a medium. We are living in a creature, a four-dimensional creature in a three-dimensional plane. When we are this being, right, we are able to only perceive this area of our surroundings. We cannot perceive anything further, or I guess, well, you can perceive something lower, but you can't perceive anything further. So you can't really say that one thing is truly what it is. And this ties back to the idea of like reality. What is the purpose of life, right? Because like when we first started as human beings, we gave things a definition. We gave things a label, right? But now that we understand that labels are not really accurate, then we should also be able to understand that anything that we believe is not accurate. It's neither wrong or right, because the concept of right or wrong doesn't exist. And that is pretty much the chaos of the universe, which I think is pretty much just the meaning of life. Because and to kind of accept that, it's actually kind of strange, because at least what I come to understand is that the meaning of life is to just live as the sum of experiences that your medium has experienced. So for example, if you were a kid born in like, I don't know, Afghanistan, and you were like treated horribly, maybe during a terrible time, right? And you took those experiences and you you went to America. The sum of those experiences, everything you've experienced since your birth, you should just live as what that experience should entail. So you should just not, the purpose is to literally just live. There's no greater purpose. Because the issue becomes when you chase a greater purpose, you are giving a yes to having meaning. When you don't chase a greater purpose, you're giving a no to not having meaning, right? If you say that there's no meaning, or if there is meaning, both answers are not right. If you consider the fact that meaning itself is not something we can perceive. Thus, how do you do a thing that doesn't have any meaning? You don't do either. And what that means is, like, for example, if you chase meaning, you're going to be constantly dedicated, like, your whole life to, like, trying to find meaning. But that's not living. That's finding meaning. That's not the purpose, right? If you choose to not find meaning and you're like, okay, this has no point, then you're choosing nihilism, which is just pointless. You don't do anything, right? So essentially, I think the whole point is to just live as the sum of your experiences.
All right.
Yeah.
So bro took shrooms one time, or two times. Alright, so this is what I've understood so far. Please correct me if I'm wrong.
Mm-hmm.
But you've basically made an observation that reality is based off of our perception as individuals, yeah? And because of that is leading you to believe that we may be unaware of another dimension in which it bugs our definition of true and false. And I'm a little lost on how you got to the fact that
Because what I mean is true and false itself is not, like, it's not a thing. You can't classify anything as true or false.
What about, like, if I have an orange right here, like...
So in 10 years, and you hold that orange, or maybe after 10 minutes when your arm gets tired, are you gonna still have that orange right there?
Okay. Oh, so it's not like absolute.
Well, no, because when you're in, say, like in the fourth dimension, your time becomes something like just moving. You do not like think as you move across time. It becomes something natural. Like it's like in that case, it would be obeying the like physics of like the fourth dimension, which is just that time just suddenly changes, and that's just perfectly normal. So with that, what that means is that there's no true or false. It's all just absurdity. That's the point of it all.
Interesting. So, if we are just beings experiencing the sum of all of our experiences, why is it important that we enjoy it?
Well, enjoying it is subjective. Also, like, it depends on what you mean by enjoy, right? What does it mean to be the sum of our experiences? Does the sum of your experience
Sounds like
not
a rim and something.
entail your biological programming? Like, does it not entail the fact that you want to feel happy? If so, then why not enjoy it? Because it's biologically programmed into you. That's a part of your experience as a human being that goes back years, right?
Interesting. All right. Well, tell me about this girl you met, bro.
Bro, no. I refuse to disclose on this topic.
Oh, we can't disclose it on public. That's fine, eh? How's school going?
School?
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know.
You don't know?
Hard to say, I don't know.
Are you still set on science or?
Bro, I got no fucking clue, bro. Like,
Be like that
honestly,
sometimes.
here's the thing. I don't even know what's the point of all this anymore. Because, like, you know, you get out and, like, most of the time, apparently, a degree doesn't even do jack shit. You're an N, so at least you actually, like, you have quite, like, a lot of job prospects. You get out of science, there's, like, nothing.
Yeah, but like we still learn a lot of things and experience a lot, which always
Yeah, of course,
makes you
but
more.
still, like, I don't know. I mean, of course, I think what it matters is you just, like, do what you can at the present moment.
Mhm.
Like, try as hard as possible.
That's awesome.
Yeah, there's not really.
That reminded me. Earlier today, I've heard two things that I wanted to tell you about. One, this is a short little quote. It was like, just like the moon, to be full, sometimes we have to go through phases where we're empty. So you might enjoy that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
It's like a cycle, like nature and like trees and like rivers and stuff.
yeah, but there should be a way to break that cycle, you know? Hopefully, at least.
Why would you want to break that cycle?
Why would you not want to always be full?
Because if you're always full, you're never full. It's like if you're always happy, you're never happy.
I don't know. I feel like because happiness is like, you can say happiness is just like if you're trying for something every single day, right? And that makes you happy, that's happiness. But by being in that state, you're happy. But that state is actually technically not full. So full is like defined by what you define as it, right?
But how about like trees? You know, like they have times of the seasons where they're full of leaves, and they also have times of the year where they let go of the leaves, and it's just this beautiful cycle. Shouldn't we learn to embrace it instead of change it?
Well, I mean, if you're speaking from a biological perspective, that doesn't really have like a particular influence. It's just like it's related to the seasons, which is related to the planets, and I don't really think that has anything to do with like our ways of thinking. So
Straight up. I just thought of another thing, which I'll tell you first. It's a little exercise actually. I'm going to pretend that I'm from a different planet.
okay,
A planet where I don't have clouds. Okay, and you're gonna have to explain to me what clouds are.
okay.
Yeah.
So, well, atoms is something that's common in the whole entire universe, right?
Okay.
Okay. So, do you know what a hydrogen is?
No, I don't have nitrogen spectrum from.
You have to have hydrogen where you're from, or else you're not part of the universe.
I'm from a different dimension, bro.
You're from a different dimension.
Different dimension. Bro, that's not the point. We're meant to be. I saw this video of like this really funny teacher. Man, this light keeps going on and off. Wake up. There we go. And so he's like speaking with the student doing the same exercise, and he's like, where I'm from, we have these like huge balls of like cotton fluff that just float around, and sometimes they're shaped like dragons, sometimes they're shaped like trees and castles, but they shoot down electricity on us, and they rain down our most valuable substance, which is water, and they're soft and they float and they're just majestical. Now for you, someone who doesn't know what clouds are, that's hard to believe, eh? You know what else is hard to believe? Giraffes.
Giraffes?
Giraffes are fucking weird.
Bro.
Like, you ever think about
Humans are fucking weird. You think
Humans are
giraffes are
weird.
weird?
I think
You got
giraffes
like
are weirder than
hairless
humans.
monkeys running around driving metal.
I think giraffes are so weird, bro. They have like what?
Bro,
10
they
feet
just
neck?
have a long neck. Humans literally like fucking go crazy over like the smallest shit.
So do giraffes.
No.
Yeah, they be tweaking about flies.
Does giraffe like go crazy when like they get rejected by some other giraffe?
I bet they
Do
do.
they go crazy when they don't get enough oil? Like, bro,
Okay, wait. What was that other thing I heard? Okay. The other thing I heard was if you were. Oh, I might butch this up, but say if you have an orange and you squeeze the orange, you're always gonna get orange juice, yeah. And if you have an
Okay.
apple, you squeeze it, you're always gonna get apple juice, yeah.
Okay.
So we can never try to squeeze a peach and expect to get lemon juice, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the same way is when like we're being pressured and we react a certain way, and maybe the way we react is not the way we want to be reacting, but that's when we gotta question and realize that when you squeeze something, the thing that goes out is dependent on what's inside to begin with, yeah? So if you done did something to piss me off, and I respond in an angry way, and I seek revenge and whatnot, that means that's what I had in here to begin with. But if I respond to that with nothing but some eloquent mewing, that's what I had inside to begin with. You know what I'm saying? So whenever we are in a situation where we're being pressured and we're reacting the way we don't want to, maybe we should reflect on what's inside and try to change that.
Well, I
change
mean, we
everything else.
react because it's like the sum of our experiences, right? Every reaction, every social interaction we have with any person is the sum of one experience versus another. That's why people are interesting. If you're a perfect replica, like, that's just talking to yourself, you know? And then there's nothing to talk about because you know everything. But when you don't know and there's uncertainties because experience is never certain, right? Then you can have conversations for ages depending on the person because sometimes certain experiences.
Yo, look, it's
connect.
David.
Yo, how's it going, man?
Oh, Connor. Hey.
So get a load of this. David here, we're shooting a podcast. You wanna feature in real quick?
Yeah, sure, I gotta go soon, but yeah.
So Connor here's a RA. He found out that he moved away like what, a month ago?
Yeah, like 3 weeks.
That's
after
crazy.
we did it, like, my boss didn't even tell me.
That's so funny.
Yeah. But yeah, that's really
Everything worked out though.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everything's great. Yeah, I gotta run, guys.
Alright, bro.
See ya.
See you around. What was I yapping about? See, this is fun, eh?
Oranges and lemons and
Oranges and
experiences.
lemons, eh?
Yeah, what was I saying is that like the sum of our experiences is just like what we talk to other people about, right?
Mhm.
That's kind of it. Like, it's like what's already inside is already inside because it should be inside. If it's not inside, then there's something wrong. Because that means that you didn't recognize a part of yourself. And I think that's usually what happens when these conflicts occur. It's because you have a part of yourself that doesn't recognize yourself. Yeah. It's
I
the
feel like-
idea of insecurities, man.
I feel like we have an obligation to share some experiences we had in Totem. You know what I'm saying?
Totem?
Yeah. Or like just here at UBC, you know? Like we basically lived together for like half a year. Don't touch my
Yeah.
hand. What are you doing? Don't be silly. Not on camera, bro.
Not on camera.
How much time left? Give me a little time left. Yeah, I mean, what's a unique experience you've had here? Or what is your experience, first of all? How would you rate it?
How do you rate a fucking experience, bro? Like, think about that for a second. You can either rate it positive or negative, but that itself is like fucking flawed because you can't rate it as positive or negative.
Bro, it's not
like,
that deep.
It is that deep.
Did you enjoy your time here?
I don't know. I actually can't fucking tell you. I can tell you that I enjoyed my time, but I'd be lying. But I can also tell you I didn't enjoy my time, but I'd be lying.
Okay, well, I'm gonna share first, and you can go off my lead, right?
Sure.
So when I got here, there was a lot of things going on. I'm speaking to potential new UBC first years that are coming in. So if you're blessed enough to go to Totem, I think it's great. You know, I think it's very homey. There's always a lot of things going around. That sounded weird. I mean, there's a lot of things going on. You know, there's always a lot of like events. We had a ball here the other day for Valentine's Day. I hit a PR on Valentine's Day. Yo, give me dubs for that.
PR,
Yes, sir.
bro.
I hit a 250 front squat. I'm a weak little boy, but getting that up there.
Damn.
What was I saying? So yeah, so the first couple weeks were, I don't think I was personally overwhelmed. I know people who were. How are you finding the transition? Oh, well, you basically already did. How did you transition from high school to university?
I don't know. Honestly, it's just it's only academically. There's not really much otherwise.
No?
Like, cause but it depends on the person. I think the biggest thing is just loneliness.
Oh.
Honestly, like if you're someone that does not like to be alone or has never really been through a lot of loneliness in your life, then it's kind of hard. You're not with your parents, which is the source of connection for most people. But the thing with that is that, like, you know, you get used to it.
You know, there's a lot of people here who felt lonely and just had healthy coping mechanisms to not feel lonely.
I don't think
Like, I
that's
think,
it.
no, because I think people like you and me, our sort of default is to double down and dial into like what our purpose for being here is. But other people, they sort of walked away from that to sort of find social networking and
No,
friends
actually,
and
me
whatnot.
personally, like, for me, I actually enjoy loneliness. I don't mind it. It's like, I find it like quite relaxing and calming sometimes. Maybe like you'll feel lonely, everyone, but then it's like, it's not that bad. Like but I'm just someone, like, I've been lonely like a pretty big portion of my life, and it's like, it's not something unusual to me, so I'm just like, yeah, it's whatever.
So, you know what? Oh my goodness. You know what? We might have to switch for the last 10 minutes of this video, bro.
Or just be black.
You can't say that on camera, bro. Now I have to edit that out. I probably won't because I'm lazy. He didn't mean that. He's a good guy.
No, bro, I mean, like,
Stop
we
it.
can
You know what?
be
I have a
black.
question for you. I have a question for you. So I remember at some point during your time here in Totem, we would have conversations about life a lot. And he's changed like philosophies about like a couple times because he's growing and evolving into a beautiful little butterfly hatching out of his cocoon. But at one point you said your purpose for life is to suffer, and the whole time I'm out here listening to you saying all this, and I understand where you were coming from, just like for the sake of like there's no progress without discomfort and whatnot. But I was telling you the whole time, like, you know what, there's more to it, like love and just enjoying the passage of time is more important, and eventually you did catch on to that, yeah. So how was that transition? And are you still on that, or did you change?
Bro,
What's up?
it's like honestly too complex to even put into words at this point. It's evolved too much.
It's too
Yeah,
much.
at this point I'm just like, you know what, I don't even fucking
Okay,
know
so
anymore.
walk us through like the point where you were all about only suffering.
Well, the thing with suffering is that it's a way of like telling yourself to constantly pursue discomfort, which is actually like, it's a fair way to go, right? But what happens is like when you do that, your life becomes really bleak and you begin to lose reasoning for doing anything, because what is the point of doing anything? You eventually will get to a point, well, at least I got to a point where I was like, okay, why am I just needlessly suffering when I can be doing the same damn shit but just enjoying it, like looking for the positive in it, right? But the thing is that like you go with this mindset and you limit your perception again to just looking for the positive. And when you do that, you limit your perception, which doesn't really allow you to see everything for what it is. But when you realize that, you're like, okay, shit, so what is the point of all this? Right? And then you have no fucking clue anymore, because actually nothing fucking matters. You get out of here, what is your plan? Right? Like, I thought my ass was like, oh, I'm gonna be fucking immortal. But then it's like,
He full on was saying that for the longest time.
no, like it's actually like,
I'm gonna
at
be
least to
immortal.
me, actually, like still, I don't think it's like, the reason I said that is because I wanted to find meaning, right? And I thought that I couldn't find meaning, but like I realized that like finding meaning is not even related to life. So what is the fucking point to living immortal? Like, it doesn't even guarantee you're gonna find meaning.
So at one point did you transition into, you know what, I'm gonna dedicate my life to love and to enjoyment? Because you went through that for a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah. How was what realization?
No,
did you
I
make
think,
then?
well,
It was when you read that one book or the story. Was it a video?
oh yeah.
Yeah, it was about then.
Yeah, no, I think No, honestly, probably mainly talking to like Aladdin.
What?
Yeah, probably just
What's that?
talking to him. Just talking about my issues, and he'd give me advice, and I'd be like, actually, yeah, you're right. And then I'd like think about it, and I think about it a lot, and I was like, okay.
Nothing stands out though.
Not really, honestly. It's like, because it's just a natural progression of thought, right? It's like if you say 1 plus 1 is 2, then 2 plus 2 must be equal to 4. Then you have 2 plus 2 is equal to 4, then 4 plus 4 is equal to 8. Right? It's just a progression of thought. You get from one point to the next, to the next, to the next.
Do you think everyone has that same progression? Or
I don't
just you?
know. Probably just me. Because everyone is too complex of a thing to generalize.
That's
You can't
facts.
possibly
Everyone really do be
generalize.
different.
No, it's actually way too different. Like, there's no possible way you can generalize that, because it's like, that's why honestly it's like the point of life is to just live. Just live your life, do what you need, make some money. You don't even, if you want to be rich, be rich. If you don't want to be rich, don't be rich. There's no purpose. It's the idea of nihilism. But then that's the thing, is that if there's no purpose, then that itself is the purpose.
I think the purpose is to enjoy the passage of time.
Here's the thing, right? When you put a purpose to something, actually, you're pretty much you're restricting your perspective onto one point.
Okay.
Which is like, honestly, I honestly think you should do that. I personally can't do that, but do it. Like, by all means, because it just makes you feel happier. And why bother feeling like shit if you can feel happier, right? So.
You know what? It's just my mind. I think the meaning of life is to dedicate your life to the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ.
Bro.
He's an atheist. You get a load of this
Dude,
guy.
I'm so atheist, bro, that you actually don't even understand.
I think you're agnostic, actually.
Yeah, actually agnostic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Personally, I just don't think, I don't think religion makes sense. If there is a God, probably, maybe, who knows, but religion doesn't make sense to me.
I just feel like there's too much detail in the world for there not to be a God. We're about to go down a rabbit hole here.
Well, see, the thing is, your definition of too much to another person can be too little, and then that person's too little can be like, if there is a God, then he technically created everything, and there wouldn't be things dedicated to us specifically. That doesn't make any sense. What makes us so special? Because we're not.
Because we're made in his mirror, in his reflection.
So just because, what? Why does he have the reasoning to do that? And then eventually it all goes back to, you can't possibly understand the will of God. But then that's pretty much just saying hey, I'm gonna tell you that I have a pet butterfly, but you can never see him. That doesn't.
It's like that one time you came back to our dorm saying that you got a girlfriend, but she doesn't go here. Like that?
What?
I'm playing. That did not happen. I'm joking.
No, I wish that happened, but when the fuck did it? What?
I'm playing. Okay, but how about this though? A building is a clear proof that there was a builder.
No.
How can you disagree with that? How can
Bro,
a building full
a
of
building does not mean there was a builder, bro. Okay, let's just say that you have a fucking house, and just say all the conditions were perfect, and suddenly the natural order just pretty much made a house to appear.
Has that ever happened, David?
No, but it could, because it's called entropy. Entropy is a combination of different microstates of a system. And what that means is that as long as it's a possible microstate, it will happen. But the spontaneity of that is just pretty much 1 out of how much fucking, so it's barely not possible, but it's possible because it's one microstate. It's essentially why if I drop a glass bottle on the floor, the glass is not going to suddenly reform back together and bounce off the ground to the same position. Mm-hmm. That is a possible case, actually. It is possible. It is theoretically possible, but it's not going to happen because entropy is not high. Entropy is below 0. So it's a non-spontaneous process.
Well, the entropy of a system can be below 0, but not of the universe.
The entropy of the universe is always increasing, but the idea of entropy makes it so that anything like this is possible.
That's facts. So you really disagree with me that a building is not proof of a building?
Yes, that is not really and even that. What do you have to define building and builder, bro. You can't say a building is the definition.
Okay,
of
how about this?
Building.
A painting is proof of a painter.
Okay, and what do you call a painting?
Paint on a canvas.
Okay, sure.
Okay.
I'll see where you're leading with this.
Okay. Just more examples like that leading up to the universe is
Is created by God.
universe. No, sorry. Creation is proof of a creator. Bro,
That
yes,
does not
trust.
relate.
But trust.
You can't just that. Well, actually, no, you're right. But the creator itself is not
Lord Jesus
a
Christ.
guy called Jesus Christ who looks human-like in appearance.
Blasphemy.
Bro, that just like
the
no,
Holy
like
Trinity.
think about the hypocrisy in that, right?
How so?
If there is an omnipotent being, why would this omnipotent being think like us?
I don't know what he doesn't. But what's omnificent?
If he
mean?
doesn't, why the fuck?
Oh, wait, yeah,
are
what's
we-
omnificent mean? I've never heard that.
It's essentially like if he is like beyond the realm of human understanding.
Uh-huh.
Why would he think like us? Because everything we're
I never said he
crediting to
did.
this guy is that he thinks like us.
I never said that he did.
No, he does according to the Bible. Otherwise, like
Give me an instance.
any action doesn't make
Give me
sense.
an instance.
He would not help us in any case because he wouldn't perceive it as help. He wouldn't even he wouldn't like.
Give me an
even care.
instance of the Bible. You reference the Bible.
Take like I don't know, creation of Garden of Eden. Why would he care about like why would he even like care what a garden is? Why would he pick a garden? Why would he like have like angels? Why would he pick an apple as a fruit? Like it doesn't make sense.
But it does.
It doesn't.
Bro wanted peace and harmony.
No, because the thing is that itself is hypocritical of like
How's
the
that
the
hypocritical?
God's like beyond human thinking.
Right.
If he is beyond human, then his things, everything that he does should be untangible. You should not be able to understand anything because he's not at the level of thinking that you are at.
What if he just like dumbed things down for us?
What?
What if he just dumbed things down for us?
Can a baby understand what an adult is thinking?
No, but a baby can understand peekaboo.
Exactly.
You know.
But the thing is, no, actually, even that it can't. It can only understand like, oh, my father's face is appearing. Oh, my father's face is vanishing. And also, it can barely even recognize features. It has no clue what is going on. That's why it's a baby. The brain is not at an adequate level of development yet. But that's the same idea with God. We can't possibly understand anything that he's doing. And so anything that he does, we will not be able to comprehend. The fact we're able to comprehend itself is hypocrisy, which doesn't make any sense if there is a God.
All right. For the sake of this conversation, I'm gonna have to change the subject solely because I've argued with this man about this for decades at this point.
I've even like sort of convinced like Josh, bro.
No, you did not.
Josh was like, yeah, like you cannot
was just
convince this
a-
guy. He was like, yeah, you're like using like non-statistical evidence. I was like, bro.
Anyways, we should play peekaboo sometimes.
What the fuck, bro?
We
I'm
should
not
totally
playing
play peekaboo.
peekaboo.
Why not, bro? It'll be so much fun.
Nah, bro. What are you, a baby? What the fuck?
Hey, you know what that reminded me? I was watching.
I was watching your father and playing peekaboo.
No.
Bro, open his arms
Actually,
and
I
you're
did,
like,
yeah.
fuck.
I was at church and he was playing peekaboo.
Fuck,
with
it's
the
my
babies
dad. Oh, fuck, it's not my dad
And
anymore.
another aisle. No, I was saying I was at home over the break, over the weekend. I was watching a movie with my sister. Well, it was like a reality TV show. We were watching something called Love Is Blind. Do you think Love Is Blind?
That's too hard to answer, bro. I can't give you an answer.
I don't know either.
No, the thing is, it's like it's too complex of a thing to like define into one sentence.
You know what? That's fair. It's real. It's a mature thought. So anyways, this show goes, there's like, I don't know how many, I'm gonna say some arbitrary number, like say 30 people are in this building, where they have multiple day-to-day, but they're each in one room sharing one wall and they can't see each other, but they can talk to each other. And so basically by the end of 2 weeks, like they get to choose who they want to propose to, but they won't see them until they propose.
Oh, I see what you mean, bro.
What do you mean?
Like, I think I know what you're going with this. So it's the idea like
It's just a show.
love is blind, right?
Yeah,
what
that's-
you mean. Love is blind.
That's what the
because-
name is. That's what the name of the show
Yeah,
is.
like they don't know each other, and
Exactly.
then by the end, they're
Exactly.
like,
But get this, bro. There was this one girl. Her name was Chelsea, and she claimed, she told this guy named Jimmy that she looked like Megan Fox. But
bro did not look.
you know,
like
for the
that.
sake of the fact that this is gonna go on the internet, I will refrain from saying unkind comments about her, but she did not look like Megan Fox, right?
Yeah.
But he was also talking to this other girl named Jessica, but she did look like Megan Fox, but she had a child, like she was a single mom. And so he ended up choosing to propose to the girl who didn't look like Megan Fox because she said she looked like Megan Fox, and it was just spooky.
What? Spooky?
It was spooky,
Why?
but you had to see it.
What the fuck? No,
This
I
is
mean
not great
honestly, I don't
content.
think appearance like actually matters that
You don't?
much to some extent. No, like
So you think Love is Blind?
I would disclose more information, but unfortunately I cannot because of the recent, more private affairs that I've been having.
Oh,
Yeah,
David.
I would
Feeling a bit
disclose
raunchy
it,
lately?
but probably not on
What do you
this.
mean by that? Please
I,
share with the
I will,
audience.
I will share once you turn off this camera.
Alright. How much time we got left? Oh, that's a 30-minute video. Well, ladies and gentlemen, David Way here. Signing out.